Howdy, it's Chris Hitchko, Show Up Academy. Today we had some questions in regards to intermittent fasting. Now, people constantly are trying to find the magical diet that just is super easy and it just blasts away fat. The simple answer, it's not going to happen. There's a lot more work to it, hard work in the gym and being mindful of your calories. But let's just entertain that there's a magical intermittent fasting. So what is it? Intermittent fasting is characterized generally by 16-hour windows where you do not eat, which can include sleep. You can have water, you can have caffeine, you can have tea, as long as you're pretty much having 0 calories. Protein you can't have, fat you can't have, just water. So 8 hours you then would feast. So for example, it's 8 o'clock at night, I have my last meal. I would not eat again until the following day at 12 o'clock. And in the bro world, what we get are a lot of people who say this is magical, I can get shredded, and it's the one size fits all diet that you can start doing and you're gonna be awesome. So we're gonna answer some of these questions. First, what is intermittent fasting? As I said, it's characterized by periods, usually a 16-hour, but you can go as long as 24, 36. I'll get to the second one, which is okay for women. One of the big things that people purport during intermittent fasting is anabolism and how your muscles can potentially grow due to the increases in growth hormone. Where roughly, I believe it's around 16 hours, you're going to get a peak in growth hormone. Growth hormone can be anabolic and it can help grow your muscles. Well, you also got to look at the state you're in. And so that's one of the great things about the Academy is we have a board of education. And with our board of education, I can consult with some of the top names in the industry, whether it be nutrition or exercise science. And so I talked with one of my doctor buddies, and had to get into Mike's phone for a second. And I asked him, when people talk about intermittent fasting, they claim we burn more fat, and that process is referred to as lipolysis. And I said, just because lipolysis is happening due to the increase in cortisol and the catecholamines, which are adrenaline and noradrenaline, it doesn't necessarily mean we're burning the fatty acids. And I wanted just to make sure that I was right. And so this is from Dr. Cholewa. He's a professor at Coastal Carolina. He is on our board of education. And he responds, pretty much, just because you're burning fatty acids preferentially for fuel doesn't mean that just because you're in a state of quasi days of starvation, does not mean in the long run you're going to lose more body fat. It still comes down to, wait for it, energy balance. We've known this for a while, that it doesn't matter what you do, if you're a clean eater, if it fits your macros, if you're paleo, if you're whatever the new Atkins cookie diet, whatever. If you are in a deficit, you will lose fat. That's the answer. Now, if you can do intermittent fasting, hypothetically, if you're eating 800 calories 3 times in a day, and you eliminate one of those, you're now down to 1,600. You're going to lose fat. You're in a deficit. It doesn't mean intermittent fasting is the way to go. It's a way to go. I like to use analogies with diets. It's like living in LA. I live in Santa Monica, I got to come to West Hollywood. Is there only one way to get to West Hollywood? No. There's a lot of different ways. For Mike, when he comes here, he could go down Fairfax, he could take back roads, and it's quicker for him. It works for him. Therefore, he should take that. For me, I go early so I can get on the 10 and I can hop down on La Cienega and I can get here in 18 minutes. But if I were to do that at a time when there's traffic, it's not going to work. So what that means is it comes down to an individual case, and you need to try a bunch of these to see what works for you and your mindset. So some of the common questions we get, is it okay for women? Just like everything, it depends. With the anecdotes that some of the top nutritionists out there, such as J.B. Berardi and from Precision Nutrition, some of the things that he's found is stereotypically women can tend to be more stressed out. So if you were to be in a state where you're not eating for 16 hours, it may not be the best for you. So if you just had a couple kids and you got a new dog and you got a new job and you're a single mom, you got a bunch of stuff on your plate, it may not be the best. But I'll challenge that and say, give it a shot. Once a week on a Sunday when it's raining outside and you're prepared for what happens if you're hangry, give it a shot. Start out with 10 hours, then go to 12, then go to 14, go to 16. The main reason I suggest intermittent fasting is due to the fact of distinguishing between the difference of a powerful mind and a weak mind. Are you truly hungry? You hear that all the time, I'm starving right now. Are you? Grab this right here. Because that amount of fat that you have in your gut, in your thigh, wherever, that can last you probably for a day's worth of fuel. 1 pound of fat, which is about the size of my fist, can do about 30 to 35 miles of work. It's a lot of potential energy. It's just we're uncomfortable. And you will be successful long-term with your dieting if you learn to get out of your comfort zone. You will be okay. You are not going to die. You will be able to do a 16-hour fast. One of my trainers is a Marine. He went 5 days without eating. And he said, Chris, I was hungry on the 5th day. That is physiological hunger. He needed fuel. Whereas most of us, we're not hungry. We're used to being hungry. Look at classical conditioning and Pavlov and his dog. Ring a bell, you salivate, I'm hungry. Someone brings in donuts, oh my gosh, I'm hungry. It's 12 o'clock, we gotta go eat, I'm hungry. No, you're just conditioned to think you're hungry. Does it make you burn more fat than other diets? As Dr. Cholewa just said, no. It's just like fasted cardio. People think you will burn more fat, so give it a shot. If it works for you, cool. Some people will subscribe to fasting for months, 7 days a week, cool. If it works for you, if you're able to lose weight, if you have a strong mindset and you're not agitated and kicking cats and shit, if it works for you, cool. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. Again, just because I did it, I got a six-pack, doesn't mean it's going to work for Billy Bob or Jason. Does it mean I can eat whatever I want to? We love this. We all have an inner fat kid where we want to find a diet that's magical if it fits your macros or carb backloading, and we can eat all this shit we want because it's then okay, because you do it already. Look at these stereotypical foods that taste great. Your candies, your pastries, your chocolates, alcohol. They're easy to consume. And we don't really have a limit. I challenge you this weekend to go to the store and buy 15 to 20 pounds of broccoli, go watch a movie, and just eat the broccoli. And just eat it. Can't dip it in anything. Just see how long you can do that for. You're not going to indulge. You may get through one head, which is like 80 calories. Try doing that with chips. Try doing that with alcohol. Try doing it with popcorn. You're going to be able to go right through that because there's so many calories. It's about quantity, not quality. Quality is important, but you got to look at being in a deficit first. If you subscribe to fasting and you're able to have a lower amount of calories throughout the day, and then you have a popsicle or some ice cream and it's in your amount that you should be consuming, great, good for you. But it doesn't mean you can eat shit, because quality is important. And if you fast and in that 8-hour window you just eat shit, you're probably gonna have low energy levels because the quality of the food is poor. What's the best time for my fast to feast window? Ready? You ready? It depends. Most great trainers, they should give you that answer. If anyone out there tells you this is the way, it's probably not the most educated trainer, because it depends. Does it work for you? If you want to do the morning, cool. If you want to do it at night, try them out. I challenge all new students in our 4-month academy in West Hollywood. From day one, pick 1 day a week, fast for the next 4 months. For me, I do it on Sundays. I don't work on Sundays. I may wake up at 6 or 7 o'clock. I'll have my morning coffee. I'll go work out, maybe go for a walk on the beach. Around 12 or 1, I'll have protein, I'll have veggies. I don't go and have a huge burrito and overconsume calories. I do it because it strengthens my mindset and it teaches me that I don't need to eat, I'm choosing to eat. So many people want a nice stomach and they want to lose their teacher arms. But we say we eat clean, but we're constantly consuming more calories. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's intermittent fasting, if it's paleo, if it's keto, it's what works for you. So I challenge you to give fasting a shot 1 day a week. Let us know what you think.